Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a review on the Master Palette by Mario. It was a limited edition release with Anastasia Beverly Hills and Mario Denovanovic, and I think I got that right, who is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, or one of her makeup artists anyway. This is currently unavailable, but it is due for a restock with Macy's, and I believe the Anastasia website as well. I could be wrong on that. This costs $45 and you get 12 beautiful everyday wearable type of shades. You get mattes, metallics, and satin finishes in this palette. A few jewel tones and some like little outliers. So you have you know, a playful type of navy and a green in case you ever feel like mixing it up a little bit. It also comes with a dual-ended brush, which is actually really nice. Most brushes that come in palettes, like, I don't care for, like, they suck, like, I just used it for other things, but this one is actually really decent, and I am pleasantly surprised. It's definitely one that I would take with me if I was traveling or something like that, because it's a good brush. Yeah. So I purchased this with the first release from Ulta, which was quite a while ago, well over a month ago. And I've finally been able to like sit down and actually talk about this palette because, I don't know, life has just been, I don't know, it's just been going so fast. Like, it's just been going so quickly. And I'm just like, oh, like, autumn is already almost over. Like, what happened? Like, did I miss it? Or did, like, why did it go so fast? And I'm just like, I guess I missed it. Like, it was here, but I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Aside from that, I've had about a month to test out this product, and pretty much every time I wear makeup, I grab for this. You get a few matte shades. You have Lula, Isabel, and Violetta, and those are like the only matte shades in this palette, which has turned off a lot of people from it. But it's still a very amazing palette because I use it every day, and it's just, it is gorgeous. So as far as the formulation goes, these are super pigmented, but they are not so pigmented that whenever you dip them and you put them on your eyes, like, woo, bam, like I've put on too much. These do have a bit of kick up, and kick up as in whenever you put your brush in the pan, it kind of puddles. I have not experienced fallout. I know a lot of people talk about getting fallout with this, but I've just mainly experienced kick up with this one. So long as you tap the brush, you're fine, and you don't have to worry about getting like a big splotch of shadow on your eye. With that said, these are super pigmented, but they are also buildable and really easy to work with. I've created eye looks where I just use two shadows. So I would use like Isabel as my transition, but then I would go in and intensify it to create some depth to the eye. So these are buildable yet pigmented, and that just works really well to get like a dynamic look. I would definitely say that this formulation is different from the other of her palettes that I've tried. So I have the Tamana palette and the World Traveler palette, and these are definitely creamier. They are, I don't know, they just feel more buttery compared to those, but the pigment doesn't, I mean, the pigment's the same, everything is the same, but these are just a bit more creamy in my opinion. They still perform the same, and, you know, I'm still so amazed at these shadows, but it's just they do feel a little more finely milled, so I, you know, maybe keep that in mind. The shade selection is definitely in my favor. I love the warm tones in this. Unfortunately, I don't really use Claudia or Bronx because I'm not really much of a, you know, green or like navy type of eyeshadow person. It just doesn't really suit me, but Isabel and Kim are definitely my most used, and Fifth Avenue. Isabel, Kim, Violetta, and Fifth Avenue, like, I just use those all the freaking time. So as said, they are highly pigmented, they are blendable, they are buildable, super creamy. They swatch really well. Whenever I did swatches on I don't even think I posted it anywhere. But I did swatches. I did them with my finger. And I know you don't apply shadow with your finger very often. But I did the swatches without primer and one swipe, and they are amazing. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. So I'll be showing swatches in the video whenever I talk a little bit more about each shade. With the longevity of these shadows, they wear really nicely for a few hours, but in all honesty, by the end of the day, I noticed that the shadows start creasing on my lid and they start kind of gathering together. So whenever you blink, it's like, oh gosh, like what is that crusty stuff on your eye? Like, it's not really attractive, but I feel like most people probably won't really pay attention whenever you blink because your eyes are not open for that long. But I think the problem is it's so creamy that it does tend to crease on the eye even with shadow primer. Like, I have tried with and without shadow primer and it's pretty much the same. Like, there's not really a difference. It creases either way. So that's one fallback aside from the kick up that it gets. But other than that, it is an amazing palette. So I really love this palette. So whenever they do the restock, I definitely recommend you get it because it is awesome. Like, it's my everyday palette. I know some people were like, oh, like there's nothing special about the shades. And, you know, it just looks like a regular palette. I don't care for this color. I don't care for that color. But let me tell you, like, it's just like everything you need in one. Because whenever you travel, you're just like, oh my gosh, what palette do I take? Do I take like these 5? But this one, it kind of covers everything. Covers all the basics. And you get a little bit of everything. So whenever you feel like sprucing it up a little bit, you have these metallic shades. You have these satin finishes. Whenever you want to be kind of, you know, simple and plain, you have like the matte colors, and you just get enough of everything in this palette. Plus the brush is a really nice bonus because it's actually a decent brush. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the swatches and all the shadows up front. Here are how the shadows look like up close. They are extremely gorgeous. They're definitely wearable, maybe a little underwhelming, but they are going to be like must-haves in your collection because they're just classics. They are classic shades. I even wear, like I wore today, I wore Muse as my kind of transition shade along with Isabel because even though it's a satin finish, it still looks really nice and not too shimmery on the eye. Let's go ahead. I'm going to swatch from the top over and then down over. First, we're starting off with Hollywood, which is described as a metallic wheat gold with a satin finish. The shade in NYC is the rich chocolate brown, also with a satin finish. Kim is definitely one of my favorites. It's basically just like a tan with a satin finish. Then we have Muse, Marina, and Claudia. Muse right here is really like a deep rose gold. It does have a satin finish as well. Marina is a champagne type of color with a metallic finish. And then Claudia is kind of like a navy, like a grayish navy with a velvet finish. It's like the American flag. Ooh. So now we're taking into the 3 matte shades in the palette, which are Lula, Isabel, and Violetta, which swatch so beautifully. Lula is a really nice kind of taupey color. It's actually described as soft taupe with an ultra matte finish. And then there's Isabella, which is kind of a burnt orange with an ultra matte finish as described. And Violet is a dark chocolate kind of look. And here we have the last 3 in Fifth Avenue, Bronx, and Paris. These are kind of like the most muted ones of the palette, and muted as in they're just so soft and like gentle. Fifth Avenue is described as a gold leaf with a metallic finish, Bronx as a metallic olive with a satin finish, and Paris as a gilded brown with a satin finish. So as you can see, they are all definitely really wearable shades. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!